to low-key lighting. One of the common questions I'm asked at all times is, how do you shoot in a low-key situation without light fall off? Well, it starts very simply by understanding lighting patterns. Almost everything we do is based on having good lighting patterns, but more importantly, having good control of our lights. The lights that I choose to use, without a doubt, are always ProPhoto. In my studio environment, the reason I choose ProPhoto is because it allows me the most versatility that I could ever have as a lighting artist. Everything that I do is controlled by a single air remote here. In this case here, I have 4 lights that are operating. One of them is above me as a hair light. One of them is off to the side as a kicker light, and one of them is a main light, and of course I have one behind camera. So what I'm able to do from them is not only control the power of them, I could turn off the heads, I could choose which segments, which groups of lights I want to fire. So for instance, this one coming from here is my main light. We're going to talk about how to light with it. The one behind you, this is my main, which is my A. The one behind you is a B. Then we have our kicker, which is a C. And then we have our hair, which is a D. All of them are above control in a rack-mounted unit. Now what I can do is basically if I go in and I hit this little group button that you see right here, I could go and turn off every light. Just by going in, I turn off all the lights, which makes it great. So I'm going to set it up, hit my master for all of them, and now it's dark. And that's okay. But if I turn it on, I press it again, notice all my lights go right back on. So it makes all the difference in the world. Now saying I decide this kicker light's too strong or I don't want to use it at all. So what I'm going to do is go to my group and I'm going to go to my C group and watch what happens. I turn it off. It's really simple. It makes it great. It makes it fast. It makes it efficient. If I don't want my hair light, I go to my D group and I turn off the head. You know what? I do want it, so I'm going to turn it back on. And I've also decided that I want my C light back on. So I turn that back on. But what I am going to do is kill my main light. And that will get us into discussions of how we light things and change. So I'm going to turn it off there. And you notice the difference. The idea of being able to control this is you're going to set each light as an individual setting on its own. And by having this remote, it allows me to do that. I can turn all 4 lights off, I could turn one off, I could turn multiple lights off, and then I could test my lights individually for what I'm looking for. So it's very simple. This is going to work right on top of your camera, just like my Pocket Wizard would. Okay, so let me turn that light back on so you could see again. Now saying I'm looking at this light and thinking to myself, I need a little bit more power out of it. I'm just going to select that group, which is my A group, and I'm going to go to energy, and I'm going to, you'll hear it. Now watch, if I hold it down, it'll get much brighter. So now at this point, I've opened it a full stop and a 10th. So because that one little hold down is going to give it a 10th of a stop, if I hold it down, it's going to give it a full stop. If I want to keep going, just make one little click and then slowly add power. If I think that's too much, I just hold it down and then I'm going to drop it down a full stop. That's what makes it great. So it makes it very, very simple. So I'm pulling off here. I hit the wrong button because I was looking at you. So we'll go right in there into our A light. And now I pull that down and then I'm going to go back to my C light and bring that energy back up. So again, very simple. Now here's the key. I want to work with the lights as individual segments. So we're going to bring in our beautiful model Jen. Now I'm looking for, in most cases, I want to shoot these things at roughly, I want to be around an 11 to a 16 because I want to get as much depth as I possibly can. Jen, can you turn on the room light in here so he sees when I turn off the other lights? So let's take a look. We're bringing in the room light. Can you bring that stool with you too, beautiful? So right now you see we have a complete and total setup. So what I want to always work with is making sure that I have the hair light in the right spot. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go into my unit and I'm going to set it for master and I'm going to turn off all my heads. Now I'm going to bring that master over to the D light because I want to start with the hair light and I want to make sure that I'm getting enough power. So Jen, you're going to come take a seat right here. This is like individually metering the lights to get what I want. I always want to make sure that most of the light is falling off behind her. So I don't want it to come across. So what I'm looking for is to make sure it's not on her face or nose. In this case, I got an overhead bulb. But the fact that I'm going to be at 60th of a second and I'm at 100 ISO, I know that I'm going to cut most of this light out. So let's see exactly what it is when we fire this off. So I'm going to come here. I know that I'm already at 60 at f11. Just looking at, can you turn your body this way, Jen? And turn your head back to me, beautiful. And what I'm looking for is to see just how much light I get on her. And if I don't like it, I could always make my adjustment. Just looking at me, her face doesn't even matter because the face is gonna be in a complete and total shadow. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna look and see, do I like the light? And what I'm seeing when I look at my image is that I love it. It's falling off, it's a beautiful hair light. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go in and I wanna change groups. I'm going to go in and again, I'm gonna hit my master, I'm gonna turn off the hair light, then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna go directly to my C light, I'm gonna turn that on, and I wanna make sure that that's hitting her the way I want. So I'm gonna push it back just a little bit right over to here, and I want it to fall off. And the purpose of the kicker light is to come in its place, but I don't want the fall off onto the face a little bit. I want it to come in where the main light's not gonna hit. So we're gonna go in, and again, we're not changing any settings, we're just setting our light. We're looking here, Jen, good. Again, all I'm gonna see is the side of the face. Now I notice that I'm getting it there, but I want a little bit more spillover. So what I'm gonna do is slightly bring that light up just by taking my track up right there, and I wanna boost it a little bit. So since I'm on my C light and I feel like I'm not getting enough power out of it, all I'm gonna do is go to the energy of it. One stop, I'm gonna hold it down, and then that light kicks up one full stop to give me more of what I'm looking for. Go there. And again, all I'm looking for, now I'm getting a little bit of spillover onto the face, in the chest, and I'm getting what I want. So again, keeping it simple. Now from here again, I'm gonna go to master, I'm gonna turn off all my lights, and now from here, I'm gonna go back to my group, and I'm gonna go into the B light, which is my fill. The fill light is one of the most important lights because that's gonna help us to fill in the shadows, especially when I'm going in at direct proportion. So if I'm shooting at f11, here's what we're figuring out. The hair light, the kicker light, and the fill light are gonna be roughly a stop to 2 stops underneath those main lights, keeping it very, very simple. So from here, I wanna make sure I'm gonna turn on my fill light, and this is always the tricky one. Too much fill, too little fill. Because remember, we're gonna add the main light last because we should have everything perfect before we even get to that main light. So now I'm gonna start to see a little bit of her face, and I should be roughly 2 stops underneath. Remember, when I look at the image with just the fill light, it should be underexposed. It should be underexposed by roughly 1 to 2 stops, depending on how much fill you want. So now from here again, I hit master, I'm gonna turn them all on so I could turn them off. Then I'm gonna go to my group and I'm gonna go directly into my A group. I'm gonna turn on my head, and now I start to really set my pose up. One of the things I love most is being able to pull my light down and adjust it and pull it in just as close as I want. Right there, right on the face. And I'm gonna turn her face, again, just a little bit. So now, my light should be almost perfect to what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the perfect setting, and I want a perfect exposure. Eyes here, chin down just a little bit. Stay there, chin up a little bit. Perfect. And I'm looking, and I'm feeling it's just a tad washed out. So I have a choice. I could either change my f-stop, which do I really want to do? I don't want to change my f-stop. The reason I don't want to change my f-stop is because that's going to affect all the other lights. What I'm going to do is go in and pull this down just a little bit. I'm going to pull it down, and I pulled it down 2/10 of a stop. Let me see if I'm where I want to be. Looking right here again. Excellent. And now I'm starting to see the shadow. So guess what? I think I'm about ready to shoot. Remember the key with low-key photography, the biggest thing with low-key photography is making sure that I don't have the fall off on the background. I want it to look natural. I want separation between the dark hair, the light hair, whatever it may be in the background from the hair light and the kicker light. So let's take a look at what we got. Lean forward at the waist a little bit, chin up, turn your head slightly to the right, tilt your head a tad to the left, eyes here, chin up just a little bit. Now, I'm gonna turn all my lights on. So I'm gonna hit master, all my heads go on, And now I should be ready to go. Your eyes are out here, and I'm gonna add a little bit of camera tilt. Can you roll your right shoulder out a little bit? And your eyes are right here, chin up a little bit, smiling beautiful. And let's take a look. And when I look at it, you're gonna see a beautiful, perfect image with low-key setup. It's very, very simple. That's what makes it great, is that I have the light set. Now, from here, I'm looking at it. I have beautiful catch light in her eyes. I got good shadow definition with now too much fill on the one side. So now I'm gonna change it just by moving my lights around. So watch what we do here. We're just gonna take it and we're gonna swing everything by. Perfect. And what we're gonna do from here is I'm gonna take Jen and I'm gonna pull her forward just a tad. You are gonna sit right here. You are going to turn your head and body this way just a little bit. Sit up tall. And now from here, I wanna create the perfect profile image. Mind you, I wouldn't pull her hair back. Notice how soft and easy. Eyes right here. And I'm gonna kick this back just a little bit. And I want to make sure that I'm getting the wraparound. I'm getting a splash here, and now I'm getting a little bit of fall off a hairlight, but not a lot, because the hairlight's coming forward onto me. So what I'm going to do is pull my kicker out just a little bit here, and then I'm going to change it here, just like that, because I want the light to almost feather across. I'm going to push this back just a little bit, just like that. And then, whoops, did I pull that plug? Yes, I did. Good from there. So let me turn that back on, which I could do again from remote. Right there, I'm looking at the light hitting her hair. And now let's see what we get in a profile position. Chin up a little bit, beautiful. Excellent. Can you pull your hair out of your profile in the back? Because I don't want anything cutting through a profile. Turn your head to your right. Bring your eyes a little bit to the left, beautiful. Smiling nice and happy. And let's take a look. And if you look, you could see the beautiful profile light that's coming down the side of her face, just working simply. That's the whole idea, making it simple, making it quick, and making it easy. If you see, the ProPhoto lights have just made it great for me. I'm able to control each individual light, the settings, and do it fast and quick, and most importantly, efficiently without the use of any type of meters or anything like it. That's what I'm looking for in my lights, simplicity and depth. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to always look us up on our Facebook page at Doug Gordon Workshops. And of course, come to our website at www.DougGordonWorkshops.com. We look forward to seeing you next time on one of our many, many tutorials here on YouTube. Thanks and enjoy.